Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel once again. And for this video I'm going to share the first team of Element Cup in season 14, and as you guys know that it's been almost the end of the season, which I am very happy for because this season was not too good, but nevertheless this is also a rough week for me specifically because it's Master League and Element Cup. So Element Cup is basically a Ducklett Cup right now because of the buff of wing attack and how spammy and good Ducklett is. So for that, the most the only hard counter to Ducklett is going to be a Chinchou. So that is the reason I feel that either people are using Chinchou or people are actually using Ducklett. So they are trying to counter either Chinchou or maybe Ducklett with Chinchou as well. So this is the team which I have come forward with, which is going to be a triple shadow team with Vulpix, Exeggcute and Ducklett over here. Moving into the first battle, I pick up a lead against a Lileep over here in this scenario. So Lileep is actually a good selection as well because it is having Infestation as the fast move, which is great, and apart from that it is having Ancient Power for flying and fire coverage, and Grass Knot for a water coverage, which is really good. To which I'll be first going for the first body slam over here because though it is resisted, but since it's a 500 CP cap, so it does not matter much. So to which I'll be getting the first shield from my opponent's end as well, and looks like this is going to be the one more Ancient Power which I have to shield, and now I'll try to get all the shields down and I'll try to catch the next move onto my Ducklett over here. If I'm able to do so, it's fine, else I have to go for a farm down, so which I have got the next move onto my Ducklett, but this is going to hurt as well because it's going to be ancient powered and I'm a shadow Ducklett, to which their answer to a Ducklett is already there in the back, which is going to be the Chinchou. So that's good because I have an answer for Ducklett and Chinchou all together because it's a team game over here, because Chinchou can be hard countered with my Shadow Exeggcute over here, and from this kind of range I can try to get a hard farm on it. So everything that they are throwing is going to be resisted, whether be it Thunderbolt or be it Bubble Beam, but nevertheless since it's such a small squishy meta, Thunderbolt does hurt as well. So to which I'll be going for the hefty farm down, and let's see what they comes back in with. So they comes back with their Lileep once again, and I'll be trying to get a farm down, which I could not do so because they were able to reach to the next move. But before that I am going for the next body slam, which does take it out, and from this kind of range I will be going for the next body slam because the final Pokemon they have in the back is going to be their Ducklett. So Ducklett will not appreciate this shadow body slam and the ancient power coming in from this Exeggcute, which I think will be enough to get the knockout for the Ducklett and get the win for the first battle in this video over here. GG's. Moving on to the next battle, I pick up a lead against Slugma. So Slugma is actually a fire type user, but it is actually running a rock type move, which is rock throw. So that makes me a troublesome scenario for me because Vulpix and Ducklett both take super effective and neutral damage. But since Slugma is so squishy, it have to shield up one body slam as well, and to which I will be safe swapping into my Ducklett, and I'll be going for the first Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam does get the final shield from my opponent's end as well, which is really nice because now I can shield up once and I'll be going for this farm down with wing attack. So that's great, and whatever they come back in with is going to be hit with the Bubble Beam, which does not do too much damage, but the attack drop is really nice because of this squishy meta. It's really good if you debuff the attack because it will deal less damage. To which now they comes back with their Shroomish, and I believe Shroomish is actually running double grass type moves with tackle over here. So to which I'll be shielding up, but in this scenario I was not actually confirmed with the moveset that Shroomish was having. That's the reason I have shielded that, and the final Pokemon they have going to be a Bulbasaur that just get wrecked with the Shadow Confusion coming in, and now I can easily reach back to the Weather Ball with Vulpix, getting the knockout for the Shroomish and get the win for the second battle here as well. GG's. Moving to the next matchup, I pick up a really tough lead over here because Ducklett lead is really tough because Vulpix does lose to Ducklett over here because of the continuous debuff with with Bubble Beam. But nevertheless, if I can catch a move, which I think I did over here, I'm in a good situation right now. But they are actually running aerialies, which is going to be a troublesome thing for me because now I am again hard countered in the safe swap. Because they comes back in with their Chinchou over here. But nevertheless, though I get the shield over here, this is really nice and gives me some kind of hope and a win condition for me. To which now, if I can farm this whole Chinchou down with my confusion over here, I will be in a good spot. But nevertheless, they will again debuff me over and over again, lowering my attack, which is not great. And that is the reason I might have to throw over here. Or nevertheless, I bank the charge moves onto my own Exeggcute over here, and I switch back into my Vulpix to get ahead on energy. And to which they goes for one more Bubble Beam. So Bubble Beam is kind of adding up here quickly over here in this scenario, and they will be they will try to reach one more Bubble Beam, but which they cannot do so, and to which they comes back in with their own Vulpix. And this is the thing that I did over here. I misclicked on a weather ball apart from a body slam, which would have been excellent. And now since I'm in a 1-to-1 shield with Vulpix with energy, I do have 0 win condition over here because yeah, Vulpix will be able to reach to back-to-back moves, whether be it a weather ball or maybe a body slam, anything, it does not matter. I shield up the first weather ball, but they can easily reach to the next one as well, which will definitely knock my Shadow Exeggcute out, getting the win for them, and a really good play from my opponent's end. And yeah, I was dumb to throw the weather ball, but nevertheless, moving on to the next match, I pick up a really tough lead over here once again into a Wooper over here, and I tried to catch a move onto my Ducklett, which I thought would be a mud bomb, but it is not the scenario because they were beating with body slam over here. Because body slam is a bit cheaper move than mud bomb, which is great, and to which they swaps out into their own Courtney with a loaded Ducklett, and I'll be going for the Brave Bird. So that takes the bye. So Courtney takes this Brave Bird onto this face and takes a goodbye for this game, and they will have to come back with their Wooper once again, and they are trying to farm me down, which is not that great because a Wooper with energy can be lethal for my team as well, because it have neutral body slams and super effective mud bomb for my Vulpix as well. To which now I'll be coming back with my Ducklett, though it's debuffed non-stab body slam, but it will hurt. So I have to shield at the next move over here, and I'll be going for the farm down. And let's see what they do have in the back line. So it's going to be their own Ducklett over here, which I think will be definitely shielding this because now this is their last Pokemon, and since I was having a bit of energy, like a lot of energy with my Vulpix, I'll be going for the first body slam over here that draws out the final shield from my opponent's end, and I'll be reaching to the next body slam, which I believe is going to be a CMP tie on a Bubble Beam, which is great because now I'll be going they will take the damage, and now if I let this go, they can go for a Bubble Beam and get the farm down, which is kind of critical because now I have to come back and I have to try to farm this Ducklett down with confusion. To which, since I have a shield to my name, so I'll be shielding up this Bubble Beam, though it's resisted, but it will do enough damage to get the knockout or maybe very low, and I can get the confusion down over here onto this Ducklett, getting the win for the battle here as well. GG's. Moving to the next matchup, I pick up a lead against Shadow Oddish over here, which will not appreciate this incoming quick attack and body slam spam or maybe weather ball, which I'll be going for the slightly cheaper move, but I'm not sure if it is slightly cheaper or not, but it's almost same. To which now they will be going for the next seed bomb over here, and they comes in with their Ducklett over here with onto their own Ducklett. So which I'll be grabbing the first shield from my opponent's, the final shield from my opponent's end with the Brief Bird, and now I have to shield this up, because if I can shield up, I can go for one more Brief Bird onto their opposing Ducklett, and since they went for Aerial Ace, this will be enough to get the knockout for this Ducklett over here, and goodbye to it. And let's see what they do have in their backline over here, apart from Oddish. And the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be Seal, which is kind of scary as well, because Seal is having access to super effective Lick and Icy Wind, along with Aqua Tail for my Vulpix. So it's a kind of cold breaker for me, and since my Vulpix is also quite low, I'll try to make to a next move, which I could not over here. So I was just one fast move away to get to the next Body Slam over here, but nevertheless it was a very close battle, and I will be getting a knockout with Licks onto my Exeggcute, and my opponent will get the game here as well. GG's. Moving on to the next matchup, I pick up a lead against Wooper once again. So same as earlier, so I'll be trying to build up to 5 to 6, five quick attack, and I'll be going for the first Body Slam, and now I'll be trying to catch a move onto my Ducklett, which I do right now. But if they are going for a Body Slam, it is quite rough, but if it is a Mud Bomb, I'm in a better situation, which they went for a Mud Bomb, and I'm fine with it. And now from this kind of range, I will be baiting this time, because since I want sheer advantage onto my Ducklett, onto my Exeggcute over here, so I'll be baiting once with the Bubble Beam, and now I'll be trying to call it. So now I try to call it a Brave Bird, which I do correctly call, and it ends up being a Bubble Beam shield bait. And now I'll be going for the next Brave Bird. So Brave Bird will knock it out, or maybe grab the final shield, so they let it go, which I'm fine with, and they have to come back with their Wooper. So Wooper will not be able to farm me down, even with the lowered defense as well. So they have to go for a Body Slam, and now you can easily come back with sheer advantage onto my Exeggcute, and I have to shield this up. This is going to be a neutral Body Slam, which will be hurting, and the final Pokemon that they have got access to is going to be a Vulpix, which is actually running Ember and not Quick Attack. So I'll be first going for the Ancient Power, and now I'll be switching back into my own Vulpix to get Aero Energy, and I'll be going for the next Body Slam over here that almost knocks out the Vulpix, and yeah, I could farm down with Quick Attack and get the win for this battle here as well. Moving on to the next matchup, into a Chinchou. So Chinchou looks a difficult thing right now as well, because it is part electric and water. So water does super effective to Vulpix, and it does super effective to Ducklett as well. So I cannot safe swap, but since I have got a Shadow Vulpix, they are bound to shield up this Body Slams as well, which gives me a really good scenario right now, because I do want shield advantage with my Exeggcute. So I can go for neutral Body Slams. You can see how low it does put the Chinchou as well, and now I can easily come back with my Exeggcute, go for a Shadow Confusion for the farm down over here, and they went for a Bubble Beam, which I am fine with. And let's see what they do have in the back. So it is going to be a Ducklett, to which I'll be quickly safe swapping into my own Ducklett over here, and this is going to be a Bubble Beam, because they did not even build up to Aerial Ace or a Brave Bird, so they have to go for a Bubble Beam, and the final Pokemon that they have access to is going to be a Vulpix, which is really nice, because they could have stayed into the matchup. I am not sure why they switched out this time. This is going to be a debuffed Body Slam, which will not take me out, but I can easily go for one more Bubble Beam to almost take out the Vulpix right now. Or maybe, yeah, all the shields, no, they have one shield to their name. So now it's a 2-to-1 shield onto a Shadow Exeggcute onto a Ducklett over here, and let's see who can grab this match up, because Shadow Confusions over here will really add up fast, and this wing attack from this Ducklett is also adding up quite fast as well because of the grass typing on it, to which I will be shielding up both the moves, and I will not throw any move, rather I'll be going for the farm down with Confusion, to which I do get the win for the game after I could farm down the Ducklett. So GG's. moving into the final battle of the video over here, which I believe is going to be a Shroomish lead over here, to which I'll be going for the first Body Slam. So Body Slam does draw out the first shield, and now from this kind of range I will be going for one more Weather Ball right now. So since I grabbed the shield, they will be shielding this up, or maybe they let it go, which I'm fine with, because as long as I'm getting the advantage with my Ducklett and my Exeggcute in the back, I'm in the safer side. To which now they will be trying to catch a move onto their seal over here, which they thought would be a Weather Ball, but it's not. It is going to be a neutral Body Slam, and now I can easily come back with my own Ducklett. So I remember this matchup, so I did a bit of misplay, because I cannot farm a seal down with neutral wing attacks after the debuff from that kind of range. So I should have went for the first Bubble Beam whenever they're coming back with their seal. So that should have consequently lowered the attack, and I could have taken less damage from the Icy Wind as well. And nevertheless, I have to shield it up, whether it be Aqua Tail or Icy Wind, and now I have to go for a hefty farm down. And whatever they are coming back in with, I tried to go for a Brave Bird, but I thought, okay, let's see. I'll be going to do the attack drop onto this Chinchou over here, because I have a good matchup over here with Exeggcute. So they'll be going to spam out this Bubble Beams, and now they comes back with their own Shroomish, and I clear my debuff. So this is the thought process, this is the plan that I had with this matchup over here. And now from this kind of range I will be going for one Seed Bomb over here. So Seed Bomb from this kind of range might not take it out, and yeah, it does not take it out, and I can survive one Seed Bomb from this range as well, because it's resisted and confusion does add up, and I have got a loaded Seed Bomb for the incoming Chinchou that is coming in, which is moderately healthy, but nevertheless Shadow Seed Bomb to Chinchou will not survive that, and they does lose the match over here, getting me the win. So this is the team that I tried up recently in the Element Cup, and if you are trying it out, do let me know how it is working out for you. And thanks for watching, and see you again in the next one. Till then, peace.